Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife video for you. Today, I hope this is going to be kind of a short one. We shall see. I am going to go on a bit of a rant at the end. I do have a Spyderco Sprint Run in front of me. This is the Paramilitary 2 in S45VN. I know a lot of you guys who watch the channel a whole lot are probably thinking, but Brian, you don't normally put sprint runs in videos. And no, I don't. And there are some reasons for it, and we will get to that in my rant at the end. But first of all, we'll talk about why I got this particular sprint run and what I'm going to do with it. And then there'll be a little rant after that. Yeah, this is the S45VN Sprint with these textured G10 handles. They are green. They are not long for this world. So I'll just say that. I do really like the texture on them a whole lot more than I thought I would. I don't have a standard PM2 here to compare it to. The only other PM2 I have is the Knife Center exclusive one with the polished G10, which there is a difference between a dealer exclusive and a Sprint, which we'll talk about here in a moment. But yeah, I wanted to try the S45VN out. I did get the Freeman 451 and S45VN, but that is, to say the least, a unique blade. So I wanted to try it out on a more normal blade shape that I'm familiar with and get to know it, because it does sound like we're going to be seeing this on a whole lot of knives coming up. I know that Chris Reeve is talking about it. I know the Spyderco is talking about making it and stuff other than sprint runs. So we shall see what happens with that. So I just want to get my hands on the steel and spend some time with it. And I kind of thought about, but I hate sprint runs. So I still kind of thought about getting one of these. I did half-heartedly look at it. I knew I was going to have to immediately modify it because I don't like the green. And I do have something that gives me a reason to want to modify things. I have this new, it's from Sharp Dress Knives. They make this awesome little press to pop the lanyard tube out. I'm not going to do it here on camera. I will do a disassembly and everything when I get all the parts in to modify this. I've already ordered. If I can get it on there again, I had it on earlier. It just pops in here in kind of a unique manner. Yeah, there we go. There's one angle to do it, and you just kind of screw it in, make sure everything's all lined up. You can very clearly see if it's lined up or not. It pops one side out, you flip it around, do the other side, pop the other side out. So you don't have a mangled lanyard tube when you pull them out. I don't know if any of you guys have taken a PM2 apart before, but these are like flared. So they are a bit difficult to get in and out. They're a bit sweary. That should make it a lot easier. I want to do a video showing that. And so I thought about getting one, but of course it's a Sprint. They were gone in hours in most popular places. So I was like, whatever. That was a thought. I don't want to swap the scales on my crew wear because I like this smooth G10. I think it looks nice. I don't feel a reason to upgrade them. But this one I knew I would. Wanted the S45VN, didn't want those scales. So I thought about getting one. Didn't get it in time, didn't really try to. I popped on like the next day, they were gone everywhere. So I said, whatever. But then a good viewer and a very frequent commenter in our live shows and in the regular videos, Lavender Pants, also an amazing username. I have to hand it to him for that. We've been doing some horse trading back and forth lately. And he said, hey, I'm going to River's Edge Cutlery today. And I was like, oh, cool. And then he started sending me pictures of what they had in stock. And he sent me a picture of this. And I said, how much are they? And they were $157.50, same price they are everywhere else. So I said, you know what? Screw it, grab it. I'll PayPal you, send it to me. So he did. So now I have one. I've already ordered new scales for it from Sharp Dress Knives. They are pretty wicked. I'm pretty excited about the way they look. I'm not going to tell you anything more about them because I want to do that in the disassembly. I kind of want to reveal them there in the disassembly and reassembly, and see how that tool works. You will see it live with me, how well it works. I've heard good things about it, so we will see. So that is why I have this particular sprint run. I normally don't do sprint runs very much. I've had a couple just sort of fall into my lap recently, but you will see if you look at my knife sales histories and stuff in the knife sale videos, I usually resell them for pretty much what I paid for them. I don't like the huge aftermarket gouging. That drives me insane. When, you know, like I've already seen these. This was $157. You saw it on the price tag retail at a store. I've already seen them on eBay and Bladeform stuff for $250, $275. They just came out like a week and a half ago. It's ridiculous. I don't like to encourage that market, so I try to price my stuff fairly. There's been a couple I've put a slight premium on, but never more than $25, $30. I just don't see the need to flip them like that and be one of those guys. If you are, fine, and obviously people are paying that for them, so good for you. If you're a hardcore collector nut and you just have to have it, I get why people will pay it. It's fine. It's not necessarily like an evil thing to do, but I never consider myself a collector. I do have a whole lot of knives, but it's because of this channel, and everything I have, I will use. That's another thing I don't like about sprints. I don't feel right using them sometimes because I know that actually I paid $157.50 for this, but I know I could probably get $250 for it on the internet right now. So I think about, oh, should I use it? Is there a mark on it? I'm going to sell it and blah, blah, blah. And I think about that. And this one is a perfect example because these scales, I love the texture on them. I would love to have these scales. I just hate green. Brian, don't do green. If this was a regular production knife, I would have already dyed these black and been story done. But I know that if I ever go to resell this knife with the S45VN blade, people are going to demand to have the original scales. So I don't want to mess them up. So instead, I'm buying new scales for it. So it's just little things like that that really drive nuts about sprint runs. Another thing that this knife is, oh my God, today. I just got this morning. I posted a photo up on Instagram, and immediately the number one thing that drives me nuts about owning sprint runs is I mentioned in the little text of the photo, I'm going to swap the scales. I had 2 comments so far. I haven't looked in a couple hours. 2 comments so far and 6 emails asking, what do you want for those scales? What do you want for those scales? Guys, this is sprint runs make it worse than anything else, but I don't respond to that stuff. If you email me and say, what do you want for it? And I haven't said that I was interested in selling it, immediately in the trash bin. I get so many of those all the time, and it drives me nuts. I don't have time to respond to people that are just trying to buy stuff that I never said was for sale, and it really drives me insane. It feels rude to me. I don't like it. And with a sprint run, every single time you show a picture of it, there's 80 people saying, what do you want for it? What do you want for it? What do you want for it? Don't be that guy. Like maybe if it's a regular person and they don't regularly sell things, but I regularly sell things. There will be a knife sale. Join the Patreon. You get 24-hour early access, and a lot of stuff like this is gone before it gets to the main videos. But look on the Patreon or look at my regular videos. That's the only way I sell stuff. I trade stuff occasionally, but I don't encourage people to make me trade offer emails either. I usually trash those. I did just recently do one that came that way. So I will entertain those more quickly than I will entertain what do you want for it emails. But still, I'm going to do it the normal way. I have to give everybody a fair shot. I mentioned casually that I might be selling my Void. I had a bunch of emails about that. I did try and respond to those because in fair play, I mentioned that I might be selling it, but I sold it through the normal methods like I always do. And I always will because it's the only way to keep it fair. I don't want to make anybody mad because I say, oh, you just sold it to your buddy and you skipped us. I try not to do that. There are times I do trades and things like that. Or just in a casual conversation with a friend, he'll ask me if I might be selling blah, blah. And then maybe I will. But if it's just out of the blue, what do you want for that? That annoys me. And if it's not for sale, it's not for sale. It's like back when I used to have more income, and I used to drive cool or weird or unique cars, and like you're just trying to pump gas, and somebody comes up to you and tries to start negotiating a price for your car, and it's like, dude, I just want to get gas. I'm not trying to sit here and barter with you. And I feel the same way about Instagram with knives sometimes. If you put out anything that's rare, you get flooded with DMs, and then people know my email address, so I get emails about, oh, I see you have whatever. What do you want for it? Every time I post a video, what do you want for it? So it's not, if I didn't say it's for sale, it's not for sale. I used to reply to those. I don't anymore. I just delete them. Doesn't mean I won't answer one of your future emails about something else, but if you email me and just out of the blue with something I never mentioned selling and just say, what do you want for it? Straight in the bin. And sprint runs make that happen so much. I do like that sprint runs make cool steel available briefly, to more people. I like this as S45VN. That's cool. And I have gotten like this one as crew wear, which leads me to why do I do a lot of dealer exclusives? Well, because dealer exclusives might come back in stock again. All that means is that this is a Knife Center exclusive. All that means is that Knife Center is the only company allowed to buy them. Doesn't mean they can't again. So this might come back. I think I got this one in the second or third run of these, honestly. And then, you have like the You know, Knife Works, the Doug Ritter Hogues, the small and the large one that are just only through Knife Works, but they reorder them regularly. You had the S35VN PM2, which I used to have one of those. That was a distributor exclusive. So several dealers had them, and they did 2 or 3 runs of those. Those I don't really mind as much. Or like a unique design, like my aforementioned Void, you know, that I sold. I bought that because that was the only way to get it. It was a one design, and he was only going to make X number of them. And I get it, but sprint runs, when Spyderco or other companies do it as well, just change the G10, change the steel, make a limited run, get everybody all hyped up, sell a bunch of them, and then I'm expected somehow to keep up with all of them. Great for collectors. It's fun for them, but I'm just explaining why I don't deal with them. So, but you will see some cool stuff with this. I am going to take it all apart and switch the scales over. I got a polished Lynch clip for it too, which I've never had a polished one before, so that'll be fun. And until I get those, though, I'm probably not going to carry this at all because I don't want to mess up the scales that came with it. It's just another thing about having sprint runs. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little ramble and just shown you it is a cool sprint run, and Spyderco does some amazing sprint runs. I just wish they'd take some of these sprint runs and make them, you know, semi-low volume production instead of making us all, you know, sit and click refresh on the computer at noon on a Tuesday all the time to get your hands on them. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this little rant. I've been Brian. Have a good one.